Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we are going to make Spider-Man keychain. I've also made Toy Story character and minions before, so if you want to check them out, I will leave the link for the video on the description box below. We're going to start with a magic ring. So to make a magic ring, we're going to wrap the yarn around the fingers. When you flip it, there will be two lines. We're going to slide the hook under the first line, then hook into the second one. Then we're going to make a chain. And that is a magic ring. Next, we are going to make single crochet. So we're going to insert the hook into the ring, yarn over and pull the yarn out, yarn over again and pull the yarn through the loops. That is one single crochet. Since we need to make 6 single crochet for the first round, we are going to make 5 more. Once you have 6 single crochet, you can pull the yarn to close the ring. And for this video, we are going to end every round with a slip stitch and start a new round with a chain. So once you've made 6 single crochet, we are going to make a slip stitch on the first stitch. And that is the end of the first round. To start the second round, we are going to make a chain. And then still on the same stitch, we are going to make increase. And for increase, we have to make 2 single crochet in one stitch. So we're going to make a single crochet first. Then still on the same stitch, we are going to make another single crochet. That's an increase, and for this round, we are going to make increase for the whole round. We are going to make a slip stitch to finish the round. And for round 3, we are going to start with a chain. And then still on the same stitch, we are going to make a single crochet. On the next stitch, we are going to make an increase. And that is the pattern for this round, a single crochet and an increase. We're going to repeat this pattern until we reach the end of the round. Make a slip stitch to finish the round. And we can continue to the next round. We're going to start with a chain. And then we are going to make 2 single crochet. And then on the next stitch, we are going to make increase. And that is the pattern for this round, 2 single crochet and an increase. We're going to repeat this pattern until we reach the end of the round. Make a slip stitch to finish the round. And we can continue to round 5. We're going to start with a chain, and then we are going to make 3 single crochet. We're going to make increase on the next stitch. And that's the pattern for this round, 3 single crochet and an increase. We're going to continue with that pattern until we reach the end of the round. We're going to make a slip stitch to finish the round. And for round 6 until round 9, the pattern is the same. We're going to start with a chain. Then we're just going to make single crochet for every single stitch. By the end of round 9 is going to look like this. And before making the slip stitch, we are going to change the yarn. We are going to use blue yarn next. Using the blue yarn, we are going to make slip stitch to finish the round. And then for round 10, we are going to start with a chain. And we are going to make a single crochet for every single stitch. Make a slip stitch to finish the round. And for round 11, we are going to start with a chain. Then we are going to make 11 single crochet. After 11 single crochet, we are going to change the yarn. We are going to use the red yarn for the next stitch. Using the red yarn, we are going to make a bubble stitch on the next stitch. So we're going to wrap the yarn around the hook, insert it into the stitch, yarn over and pull the yarn out, yarn over and pull the yarn through the first and the second loops. Now there are 2 loops on the hook. We're going to repeat the same step. So wrap the yarn around the hook, insert it into the stitch, yarn over and pull the yarn out, yarn over again and pull the yarn through the first and the second loops. Now we have 3 loops on the hook. We're going to repeat the same step until we have 5 loops. Once we have 5 loops on the hook, we are going to change to the blue yarn. We are going to yarn over and pull it through all the loops. And we are done with the first bubble stitch. Next we are going to continue with 6 single crochet. After the 6 single crochet, we are going to change the yarn and we are going to use the red yarn again. And using the red yarn, we are going to make another bubble stitch on the next stitch. And we are going to change to the blue yarn again. And to finish the round, we are going to make 11 single crochet. You can also cut the red yarn and secure the end. We are going to make a slip stitch to finish the round. Make a chain. And then for round 12, we are going to make a single crochet for every single stitch. For round 13, we are going to start with a chain. Then we are going to make 3 single crochet. Next, we are going to make a decrease, and to make a decrease, we're going to insert the hook to the front loop of the stitch and the front loop of the next stitch as well. We're going to yarn over and pull the yarn out, yarn over again and pull the yarn through the loops, and that is a decrease. And for this round, we are going to follow the pattern of 3 single crochet and a decrease until we reach the end of the round. Make a slip stitch to finish the round. And then for round 14, we are going to start with a chain. Then we're going to make 2 single crochet. Then we are going to make a decrease. And that is the pattern for this round. 2 single crochet and a decrease. We're going to repeat this pattern until we reach the end of the round. You can insert the stuffing next. And for round 15, after making a chain, we are going to make a single crochet. And then we are going to make a decrease next. And that's the pattern for this round, a single crochet and a decrease. We're going to repeat this pattern until we reach the end of the round. You can insert more stuffing if you want. And for the last round, we are going to make the crease for the whole round. Once you're done, you can cut the yarn and weave in the end. Now to make the eyes, we are going to use a black yarn and a white yarn. We are going to make the black part of the eyes first. I am going to use this red yarn so that it is more visible on the camera. We are going to start with magic ring. After a magic ring, we are going to make a chain. And then we are going to make a double crochet. To make a double crochet, we're going to wrap the yarn around the hook, insert it into the ring, yarn over and pull the yarn out, and there will be 3 loops on the hook. We're going to yarn over and pull it through the first and the second loops, yarn over again and pull it through the rest of the loops. That is 1 double crochet. Since we need to make 5 double crochet, we are going to make 4 more. After making 5 double crochet, we can pull the yarn to close the ring. And we are done. If you want to sew the eyes, then you can leave a long tail for sewing. But since I'm going to use glue, I'm just going to cut it short. It's going to look like this, and we are going to make 2 pieces. Now we are going to make the white part of the eyes, and I am going to use this blue yarn. We're going to start with another magic ring. Then we are going to make 4 single crochet. Once you have 4 single crochet, you can pull the yarn to close the ring. And we are done. We can cut the yarn and weave in the end. And to assemble it, we're just going to put the white part of the eyes on top of the black part. And it's going to look like this. Like I said before, I'm just going to use glue to stick all the pieces together. And then next we are going to glue the eyes onto the face. And that's it, we are done with the Spider-Man. And to make Miles Morales, basically we're just going to follow the same pattern, but we are going to use black yarn, and we are going to use red yarn for the hands and for the eyes as well. To make Spider-Gwen, we are going to use white yarn, and starting from round 10, we are going to use black yarn. We are also going to use pink yarn for the hands and for the eyes as well. We are going to make the hood next, and I'm just going to use this red yarn so that it is more visible on the camera. We're going to start with a slip knot. So we're going to wrap the yarn around the fingers. When you flip it, there will be 2 lines. We're going to slide the hook under the first line and hook into the second one. Then we're going to hold the tip of the yarn, and we can pull on both sides, and that is a slip knot. Next we are going to make 26 chains. We are going to skip the first and the second chain, and we are going to start from the third chain. Starting from the third chain, we are going to make 24 double crochet. We're going to move on to the next round, and the pattern for round 2 and round 3 is the same. We're going to make a chain, turn, and we are going to make a double crochet for each stitch. So that would make 24 double crochet in total for each round. By the end of round 3 is going to look like this. For round 4 we are going to make a chain, turn, and we are going to start with 2 double crochet. Next we are going to make a double crochet decrease, and to make that we are going to insert the hook into the stitch, yarn over and pull the yarn out. Then we're going to insert the hook into the next stitch as well, yarn over and pull the yarn out. Now there are 3 loops on the hook. Then yarn over and pull it through the first and the second loops, yarn over again and pull it through the rest of the loops. And that is the pattern for this round: 2 double crochet and a double crochet decrease. We're going to repeat this pattern until we reach the end of the round. Continue to round 5. We are going to start with a chain, turn, then we are going to make a double crochet, And then we are going to make a double crochet decrease next. And that is the pattern for this round, a double crochet and a double crochet decrease. We're going to repeat this pattern until we reach the end of the round. Continue to round 6. We are going to start with a chain, turn, then we are going to make double crochet decrease for the whole round. And then for the last step, we are going to make a chain and we are going to fold it into half. And basically we're just going to sew close the side of the hood. To sew it close, we're going to insert the hook into both sides of the hood. Then we are going to make a slip stitch. Then we are going to do the same thing for the next stitch. Make a chain and we can cut the yarn. If you are more comfortable with needle, you can definitely skip this part and just use needle instead to sew it close. But once you're done, you can weave in the end and we are done with the hood. The hood is going to look like this. And for the hood, we are going to glue the bottom part of the hood on round 11. We are done with Spider Gwen. And that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you like this one. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!